officials said the Delta strain is faster, fitter, and will move through communities more efficiently and pick off the unvaccinated.
The president telling Americans to expect more restrictions after internal CDC documents warn the war has changed.
Has increased from 12,431 to 42,323 in just a week. That's an increase of 243%.
Hey, you see this?
Here we go again.
The men are gonna need us.
They definitely will. This is getting crazy.
It's time to unite.
Let's do this. And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 180 of Player Life. It is Wednesday, the 29th of September here in Tokyo, Japan. And today we're going to talk about why women can become vindictive after a failed relationship. But before we get into that, let's check the chat. Wade Emery in the house. What's up, brother? What is good? Gabriel E says, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm not. Oh man, that was a filming for that. Filming for that was pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah, but it is what it is. MLD script. Have to follow the script. But yeah, so coming down to it, been live streaming almost every day, and we have the pandemic pickup Delta variant launch tomorrow, I guess. Sign up launches tomorrow, September 30th. You've probably heard this before. Access the pandemic pickup 1.0. 10 online modules on online game mastery featuring modern life dating, completely new content. 10 modules on day game featuring Mac the Day Gamer, completely new content. Exclusive modules on consensual sexual escalation with female model, new content. 5 webinars on pure game starting October 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Telegram chat for pure pickup game until the end of the year. Yes, so if you're interested in that, go to, let me just show you. Go to my homepage. It'll go to my homepage, macthedaygamer.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Put your best email in here. And when we launch on the 30th, if you want to sign up, you'll get an email. Click the link, sign up through that, and you're good to go. So yeah, put the let me change. Put just to make it easy for you guys, as easy as possible. Put the link in the chat to my website, macthedaygamer.com. Simple as. Yeah, guys. So that is that. Gonna launch tomorrow. It's gonna be good. Pretty good content. I've been looking over the course material. It's like top tier quality. Like we had like professional cameramen come in with lighting, sound. This course was filmed like with top tier, we had a top tier cameraman come in to do it. So it's not just done with a handheld camera on a tripod. It's like the camera used to film the course material was, I think it's worth over 10 grand. It is worth, I don't think it is worth over 10 grand. And it's just it's properly done. Like it's properly done. Yeah. So back to the topic. Today's topic: why women can be vindictive after a failed relationship. So I gotta stop saying I say way too much. I've only started to notice that. But yeah. So with celebrity, we can see how celebrities, top tier men, basically, actors, musicians, you have it, you name it. Basically, they have the cream. They can choose from the cream of the crop when it comes to women. They have like hordes and hordes of women coming at them. So they have complete abundance. So they get into relationships, and even then, even when they hook up and get married or whatever, it often ends in divorce. It falls apart, because it's just I don't know. It's just something about I don't know. When guys have that much, when women come to them that easily, it's like they don't need to learn game. It's not, they don't actually have to figure out how to game women. It's just women are coming to them. They think it's just life on easy mode. But even when you're wealthy, you have all the fame in the world, you still need game. You still need inner game, because women will they'll keep pushing it, basically, and they'll see how far they can push it. They'll keep pushing and pushing. And if you're a weak man, if you show weakness, then they will, yeah, they'll despise you for it. They'll despise you for it. And you can see it all the time through celebrity weddings, celebrity relationships, or whatever. You just see it. Even though I don't give a fuck about celebrities, but I mean, it's out there. You can see it. So although being a celebrity, having clout, having fame can get you, will give you abundance of women. If you don't have game, like you'll get fucking taken advantage of. You'll get your life wrecked. You don't even need to be famous, but I mean, you always need game. If you don't have game, and you get into a relationship with the wrong woman, you're fucked, basically. You're fucked. You are fucked. Look at that idiot. What's his name? Prince Harry. Anti-game. Yeah, complete anti-game. Like it almost looks like a parody. Looks like a fucking parody. Let me share it. You might have seen it. I really don't give a fuck about celebrities, but where the fuck is it? Let me see. Where the fuck? He's on the cover of some magazine with Meghan Markle. Let me share it. There we have it. Look at that. It looks ridiculous. Like a fucking parody. Looks like a twerp. Look at that. Like it's like a joke. Like it's actually not a joke. Like it's supposed to be serious, but it's like it's yeah, it's like it's an actual fucking joke. The guy looks like look how baited does he look? Creeping behind his bitch, like man, this guy is fucked. Like Absolute anti-game. This guy is anti-fucking game. Absolutely zero fucking game, this guy. And she's just probably sucking other guys' dicks left, right, and center. Oh man, can you imagine? Dude, she's probably, what is that? What is that bitch? Will Smith's wife. She's probably doing what she's doing. She's probably getting into entanglements with other men, with other alpha men who, well, with alpha men, not other alpha men, because he's not alpha, he's a beta, he's like a twerp. She's just with him for clout. She's just using him because he's a fucking like a prince or whatever. She's like, she's gonna use him. But on the side, like, she's probably like getting fucking gang banged and getting sucking dick, going to all these degenerate fucking, what do you call it? Fucking, Illuminati kind of fucking orgy shit. What was that movie? Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick. Kind of like that. She's probably getting fucking dogged the fuck down. Trains ran all over her. And he probably has to sit in the corner watching. This is the kind of photo that sums that up. Like when I see a photo like this, I just see, like, what I actually see is, like, I actually see her getting dicked down by a bunch of guys, maybe like 10 guys, and then him kind of like tied to a chair and kind of crying and watching. That's what's going on in this picture. That's what, whoever took this picture, that's what they were trying to convey. Obviously they can't do that. They can't like take a fucking, obviously they can't, display that on the cover of a magazine. It's too explicit. So the photographer had to get a bit creative and like kind of bring up, do it in a kind of subversive way. So this image actually means, like, the real meaning behind this image is just pure cuckoldry. Harry just sitting on a stool in the corner of a bedroom while she is just getting fucking trains ran all over her. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, you need to have, no matter who, you just need game. It doesn't matter if women are coming to you or not coming to you. You're just gonna need to learn game no matter what. If I didn't have game, I would never get laid. I would never get laid. I would just not get laid. I mean, if I waited for women to come to me, I don't know, like, it would just be it would just be, there's a high probability that I'd never get laid ever again. Like, it's, and even if I continued to look after myself, even if I continued to, like, work out, dress well, all that stuff, if I didn't have game and if I'd never approached women and I didn't use dating apps and, if I didn't pursue women, there's a chance, there's a high probability that I would never get laid. And I mean that. Like, bitches don't come to me. Like, and there's this idea that, oh, like, just become the best version of yourself. Just become the best version of yourself and women will come to you. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. No, yeah, absolutely do. Yes, do become the best version of yourself. Yes, that part I agree with. But that's not that's not enough. That's not even enough for these bitches. You need to go after them. And the funny thing about society is they're telling you that you're not allowed to go after them, and we're being forbidden. We're being forbidden by the elites and by the fucking mainstream woke media. We're being told that we're not allowed to cold approach because it's harassment, and and of course women want enjoy that narrative. They want to, like, they'll support that narrative because that will completely discourage the weak beta men to from approaching them. But for the alpha guys are gonna, the guys that have high testosterone and have a high sex drive, they're gonna ignore that kind of bullshit, that kind of garbage lies that we're told. Women don't like being approached. They don't like being approached by fucking that guys that they perceive to be less than them, or below them, or have a lower sexual market value than them. That's what they don't like, because women see that as an attack. When a woman sees a man approaching her, and she perceives him to have a lower SMV than her, she sees that as a fucking insult, as an insult. Like, they take it personally. This is why some women will act out, even some fat bitches, even some fat low SMV bitches, because these women have been distorted. Their perception of their value has been distorted by a false narrative that they buy into from social media, from all social media, dating apps, their friends. Women lie to each other. They lie to each other. And you've probably heard me say this many times before, but there's a chasm of a difference between dateability and fuckability. There's a lot of guys out there. Most guys are kind of dogs when it comes to sex, and a lot of guys will have very secretive sex lives. A lot of guys will take a lot of secrets to the grave, as in, most guys will bang way below. Most guys will just take what they can get. Like that. That's where we're at. Like that's where we're at in society, where like guys will literally just take anything. They'll just take what they can get because there's such thirst out there. There's such heavy thirst, so they'll just take what they can get for sex. But when it comes to like dating, when it comes to dating someone, then they'll guys will be more. They'll be a little more selective when it comes to that. Even the beta guys, they'll be a little more selective. A little more. I'm saying a little more. I'm not saying a lot more, because you see a lot of a lot of beta guys. A lot of guys will even. A lot of guys even punch down even when it comes to dating. So sometimes you see very good, decent looking guys punching way down. That's the time we're living in. We're living in a time where there's actually like above average guys like fighting for scraps. Because you can be above average. I guess above average is like a over 5. Any guy that's like over a 5 out of 10, that's above average. I guess 55 out of 10 is like kind of average, right? So guys could be like above average, about 6, 7. Could be a 7 out of 10 guy. Hell, you could be a fucking 8. You could even be an 8 out of 10 guy. And if you don't have game and you don't understand female nature, you might even have to fight for scraps. You might. Yeah. 9s and 10s, they'll get a lot more IOIs. They'll tend to get more. It'll be easy. It'll just be easier. It'll be easier. Even for the 9s and 10s, it's still. Things are a lot easier in terms of like the probability of hooking up. But if you're like a 10 out of 10 guy and you still never approach a girl, you could be like 10 out of 10, like as good as it comes. You're just handsome. You're a handsome fucking devil, right? Handsome devil. If you never approach girls, probably like you'll get laid the odd time. I guess girls are gonna come to you, but like you're not gonna get half as much attention as you would you're not going to get half as much attention as you would if you were a 10 out of 10 girl. 10 out of 10 girls is just like, it's game over. It's game over. Guys are just hounding them. Guys are just in their fucking inbox. Guys are there. Guys are there no matter what. They're just like, boom, like they're just torpedoing that fucking inbox with simping. But what gets you laid even more as a guy, what will get you even more attention rather than looks in the in today's day and age is clout. Like if you're like fame will kind of trump looks when it comes to like social media. Like if you have a blue check mark, or if you're a famous singer, you're just known or whatever, you're on TV or whatever, girls will come to you then, because girls are dirty little clout whores. Dirty little clout hoes. They will get into your inbox. Let's just say I know some people that have this. I know this for a fact. It's not me, obviously. It's not me that they're. It's not, but I know someone. I know some people, and their clout can get them laid, and it's not their looks that is getting them laid. It's like, if you're half decent, it's not their look. Clout goes a long way, but let's see. Danny Arnold in house says that picture is ridiculously pitiful. The photographer makes Meghan Markle the center of the photo. It should always be the man in the front and the center of the picture. Absolutely. It's probably some feminist was behind it, was taking a photo, or some beta male feminist. Yeah. Or member of the LGBTQ plus community. Dan Ham TV says, that's it. Blue tick on Insta will be getting women on easy mode. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what women will do for, I don't know what it is. I guess it's an evolutionary thing where if you're seen to be successful, I don't know, it's just they perceive you to be a high value guy. And I guess if they perceive you as a high value guy, you can provide for them better, and it can just, it is what it is. Female nature. That's why you got to understand female nature. It's not. I'm not saying you need you need clout to get laid, but it's just it's easier. It's easier to, the probability is a lot higher. And it's fucking funny because these girls that will be like, oh, down with the patriarchy and fuck men and all this shit. Like, they will be. As Danny Arnold says, dirty little clout whores. If some guy slides into their inbox with a blue tick mark, a blue check, all that bullshit, all that garbage, all that garbage feminism that they share on social media, all that progressive, all those hashtags go out the window temporarily if the right guy comes along. If the right guy comes along, don't get it twisted. Like there's basically different rules for different guys. Different rules for different guys. So it's not, we're not all equal, we're not all the same. They're all these progressives, they're all banging on about equality and equality, this, that, and the other. But the sexual marketplace, it's one of the most unequal marketplaces in the world. Like it's unbelievable. I told a story about that bitch, the Taiwanese bitch, went on a date with her, and she, I told the story before, so I'll just recap on it very briefly for anyone who hasn't heard it. She, I asked her, has she been to clubs in Tokyo? and she said, "Oh yeah, she used to go, but she doesn't really like them anymore, or something along those lines." And I was like, "Well, have you been to One Oak, famous club in Tokyo?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, the last time I was there, some guy grabbed my ass." And then she adds, he wasn't even hot." The way she said, "He wasn't even hot." I was like, "All right, okay." Before I could really say anything, she was like, "If he was hot, it might have been all right." such a such a bitch. What a little bitch. If he was hot, it might have been all right. I'm not. Yeah, obviously, don't go grabbing chicks by the butts. It's not a smart move, but it is true. I do still think it is kind of true that it'll be acceptable if it's the right guy. But regardless, I'm not encouraging it. Even if even if you think you're the right guy, you just can't do it. It's just a dumb thing to do. But we all kind of know that it's true. You'll get canceled for saying it. I'll get canceled for saying it. I don't give a fuck. I mean, a girl said it to me. I didn't. I'm not the one that said it. She said it. This little bitch said it. If he was hot, it might have been all right. And she said it in this dumb Californian accent. This really dumb, like, man, something really bothers me when Asian girls have too much, like, native Asian girls, like, have their accent is too Americanized. It's like, how is your fucking accent that Americanized? You've never lived in America. How is your English so good? That's like the like S tier foreigner dick rider girls will have really good English. And so much so that it's not even necessarily that their English, they'll be fluent in English, but they'll also know all the ratchet slang and shit. They'll know all that dirty ratchet slang, and that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Never date a bitch like that. One of those girls, a Japanese born girl that never lived abroad, but they know all the fucking slang. Just it's just funny. Danny says, "Was the dude Gaijin? Oh, Japanese or Gaijin?" I didn't ask. I didn't delve into didn't press her on it. I'm assuming the guy might have been Japanese, and then she's obviously a Gaijin hunter, so she wanted to, yeah. If it was a hot foreign dude, it might have been all right with her getting her ass grabbed in the club. Yeah, but yeah, back to the topic at hand is how women can basically become vindictive after a relationship ends. And the reason this is because, evolutionarily speaking, women have a lot more to lose in when a relationship ends. They have a lot more to lose, basically, because the only reason a woman really should be getting into a relationship is with the end goal of procreating, having a family, things like that. And the guy, when girls like get into a relationship with guys, basically they're investing in that guy as the protector, the guy who's going to provide for her and the offspring. Even in 2021, this is what they're getting into relationships for, even if subconsciously, even if it's a subconscious kind of idea. They might deny, "Do you want kids?" "Oh, I don't want kids. I'm pro-abortion. I don't want kids. I want to be ratchet hoe for the rest of my life." I might say that, like, outwardly, but subconsciously, when they choose a guy to date, they're kind of like investing in him. They see him as a guy that is potentially gonna be with her for a long period of time, look after their offspring, basically look after them. So when relationships end, these bitches can become vindictive as fuck. Especially if they figure out that you're not the guy that she thought you were. She will really hate you then. She'll really hate you. And it could also be that you are the guy. You are the guy that she wants. But you end the relationship. And then she's going to be vindictive and spiteful, and she's going to want revenge, because if you've let her know in no uncertain terms that you don't want anything to do with her, she'll kind of want to sabotage you. She'll want to like get back at you. She'll want revenge. It's almost like it's kind of like the alpha widow. I guess when we think of alpha widows, we think of girls that are constantly pining after the alpha guy. But it can also work in the other way, where they know that they don't have a chance anymore, so they'll become spiteful and vindictive and try and get revenge if they know that like it's over, like she doesn't have a chance. Like some girls will go from like that extreme like almost stalkerish obsessive mode into like extreme vindictiveness. And that's where the real kind of sinister things can come about, like the false accusations, Me Too accusations, just trying to sabotage the guy. No, girls can actually try and sabotage guys that this that when the relationship ends, they can come out with accusations. I think this is definitely more likely to happen. A guy that is high value, as in he has money, or he's famous, something like that. If you don't have money, or you're not famous, there's not much she can do. Like for your average guy, I mean she could get you fired, like it's potentially get you fired or get you arrested, I guess. But I guess when you're famous, like when you're someone famous, you might have more to lose, I guess. But yeah, still, women can definitely be vindictive, and that's why you have to be very skeptical about accusations made against men. I'm not saying there's not guys that haven't done. Of course, guys can be abusive or have done bad things to women in relationships, but of course, obviously. But I guess you have to always be skeptical. You just have to follow the evidence. That's why I never believe what I hear, basically, until I see evidence. Let me just share this. Danny Arnold says, the spiteful, vengeful type of rods aren't just white. American chicks, I know. But they sure embrace the stereotype. I haven't come across the Asian version before, but I know they exist too. I mean, they exist in every culture. They exist in every culture, that's for sure. Let me share something. Yeah, so Evan Rachel Wood and 4 other women accused Marilyn Manson of abuse. Manson describes allegations as horrible distortions of reality after a record label drops him from their roster. This is the shit this is the fucking bullshit. This kind of shit. Women know the amount of power that they have in this supposedly patriarchal society. Where's the patriarchy there when you can just an accusation can be made against you and you can just have your your career or whatever put on hold, or have your prospects attacked. It's just fucking bullshit. Like that's why I've said it before, how women will use this shaming language to try and incriminate you. Yeah, but yeah, it's really fucking dumb when men can get fired for things that hasn't even been proven yet. It's just a woman can come out with some kind of accusation, and then that's it. That's it for the guy. That's just it. On a fucking accusation of some bitch, that could be lying. She might not be lying, but she could be lying. Evan Rachel Wood has accused her former partner Marilyn Manson of years of horrific abuse. In an Instagram post, the actor wrote, yeah, this kind of shit putting out on social media because they know that it's going to be spread fucking, just trying to shame and incriminate. The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent. I'm not saying, who knows? He might have done something, he could have been, he could have done something untoward. He could have been abusive, but, just putting it out on social media, if he did something illegal, then, go to the police or whatever, if you feel that strongly about it. It's you always got to be suspicious when these hoes put shit out on social media, because they're trying to don't get it twisted. These bitches are trying to, like, when they do this is like very like this is like kind of like they're trying to drum up like the mob against you. This is what bitches are doing, because they can't obviously physically attack someone themselves, because they're female, they're weak, they're not as strong as men. So she's not going to be able to attack this guy physically, to get revenge. So what women will do is to try and like kind of drum up like a mob mentality, a mob against the person they're accusing. Yeah, so it's very fucked. Like if women were to do this against someone who's innocent, it's extremely fucked up. Because I've talked about it, how there's nothing more fucking pathetic and frustrating and annoying than a like kind of like a blue pill alpha, or white knight alphas who will white knight for bitches without any evidence, or just for the sake of, I got to protect the woman, without any evidence, without anything. But yeah, 4 other women, Ashley Walters, Sarah McNeely, Ashley Morgan, and Gabriella, with no surname given, have also alleged abusive behavior via public Instagram posts. Their little Instagram posts, And this is the kind of, they want to drum up like a mob mentality against you when they're doing this. McNeely and Walters allege physical and emotional abuse, including behavior they characterize as torture. Morgan alleges sexual and physical violence and coercion. Gabriella alleges rape, physical violence, and that Manson forced her to take drugs. I mean, it's all just accusations. If any of that was, was true, I mean, you just go to the authorities. Why are you going to social media? It could be true, or it could be just that they, women, like I said at the start of the episode, women have more to lose when in a failed relationship. So it could be just that, like, women have a lot more to lose, like, because women have a ticking clock, basically. Their biological clock is ticking, although we're told that's not true anymore. Men and women are exact same. We're all equal. Women can have babies when they're 50 years old because they can just go to a sperm bank and drink some sperm. Or we're just told shite, like just all pure garbage, like lies. Just pure lies. So in reality, no, women do have a lot more. Women are investing. The more time a woman spends with a man, before before she scrambles her eggs, let's just say, the more kind of devastating it is for that woman, for the relationship to fail, because that's fucking wasted time, especially if they haven't procreated. Like if the woman has not procreated with the man, that's an extreme waste of time to be with a. That's why it's more devastating. Well, it should be more devastating for women, because it's like an extreme. Like guys can, you remain healthy, your balls are gonna be producing sperm until for late into old age. Women's eggs are gonna be scrambled by their early 30s. Oh, but I know this one woman. I heard my granny's brother's sister's daughter had a baby when she was like 48 years old. All these fucking, this is what feminists start to spew out, start to vomit out. Start these fucking extreme, not only exceptions to the rule, but kind of like extreme exceptions to the rule when they talk about women giving, oh, but men's sperm also start to, go bad at a certain age. They're just talking shit. Basically, women have a lot more to lose. So that's why they can be more vindictive. That's why they can gather together and, start to try and get revenge collectively against a guy that it didn't work out with, because ultimately it was an extreme waste of their time, and they didn't even get to. They'll be even more vindictive if they didn't get to procreate. It's such, like, if they spent a couple of years with a guy and then nothing comes of it, she doesn't get married, she doesn't get any offspring, then it's like she'll fucking hate that guy. Even if the guy's still alpha. Like I said, there's this idea, if the guy's alpha, she's going to pine after him and love him until the end of his days, and he can do no wrong. That's not the case. Like, if she knows it's done for and it's over and nothing can come of it, that kind of extreme, I don't know, extreme love or extreme obsession for the alpha guy can turn to extreme hate, extreme hatred, extreme vindictiveness. It's like when people do murder suicides. It's like when fucked up guys, crazy fucking guys, do the murder suicides. They love a bitch so much. They have such a scarcity blue pill mindset that they'll kill themselves and murder someone alongside it. They'll murder someone and then kill themselves but women are less likely to do that. So they'll do things in different ways, though. They'll try and get you punished by the mob, or try and get you incarcerated. Try and get you fired. They have a different way to attack. Men are possibly more brutal in their way that they would, when they go off the rails. When men go off the rails, it tends to be more. It's going to be more violent or more brutal. But That's why men need the red pill. That's why the red pill is all about, like, it's the blue pill guys that fucking go off the rails and fucking do these murder suicides and shit, because they have a scarcity mindset. They believe in the Disney fucking shit. The red pill saves men. The red pill saves men from all that fucking garbage, because we see the world as it is. Like, we don't, like, we're just seeing the fucking facts. We don't get, like, emotional like these fucking these blue pill simps that fuck their lives up over some bitch. No, the red pill is about freeing men from that shit. Freeing men from that. Manson described the allegations as horrible distortions of reality in a statement shared on Instagram late on Monday. Obviously, my art and my life have long been magnets for controversy, but these recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners, regardless of how and why others are now choosing to misrepresent the past. That is the truth. So that's my opinion. I talked about why I think these bitches got together. Yeah, it was probably like one of them came out, and said, obviously he's a very rich guy. He can get a lot of pussy. Probably, I don't know how old he is now, but he's a famous guy. He's rich. He can get a lot of pussy. It's kind of like one girl came out, because she was possibly vindictive. Listen, he could have done this shit, but I'm just saying, I'm giving the alternative viewpoint that, as to why these women might come at, make false allegations against him. And that is because, they invested time with a guy where ultimately it didn't work out. And for women, that's a complete waste, much more devastating, because their time is, the woman's time is more, I guess, to be honest, in the sexual marketplace, it is more valuable. Because guys, sperm is cheap. We don't procreate. Like, the reason ultimately it's so tragic for women in this current era is because basically women are born to, like, procreate. Like, that's their ultimate. That's one of the biggest things they're gonna achieve in life, like procreating. It's what it's this thing, but they're told now that that's not what they're supposed to do because of the New World Order, and like that's not their goal should be to find a career and work in some shitty office and be a boss bitch and earn some shit salary. That's a so-called career. Bitches calling office work careers, like shite fucking office work. Fucking 9 to 5. It's not a fucking career. It's some shite job in an office where you're getting like 40 to 50 grand a year. Just garbage. Like, do you think that's more liberating than like being like a beautiful housewife with a couple of children and teaching the children about life and shit? That's the route they want to go down. Fair enough. Have at it, bitches. Have at it. The Guardian has contacted representatives at Manson's management company and the record label for comment. Manson has categorically denied a previous allegation of sexual abuse made by an anonymous woman in 2018 over incidents dating back to 2011, which was thrown out due to an absence of corroboration and the statute of limitations having expired. Manson's lawyer has called the allegations completely delusional. After today's allegations, Manson's record label Loma Vista Recordings dropped him from its roster. Loma Vista will cease to further promote his current album effective immediately, a statement read. Due to these concerning developments, we have also decided not to work with Marilyn Manson on any future projects. See? These bitches know what's up. These bitches know that it doesn't even need to go to court. It doesn't even need to go to court because all you need is an allegation. All you need is a little Instagram post. A little sneaky little Instagram post. That's it. These women can drum up a horde, a mob of white knights and blue pill and feminists and all trying to fucking get in there. Show how fucking compassionate and woke they are. Wood and Manson began dating in 2007 when she was 19 and he was 37. She inspired his 2007 song Heart-Shaped Glasses, when the heart guides the hand. The relationship ended in 2008. Manson told an interviewer in 2009, "I have fantasies every day about smashing her skull in with a sledgehammer," and said he had self-harmed following the breakup. They reconciled, got engaged in 2010, and split again later that year. In 2018, Wood appeared before the U.S. House Judiciary Committee amid a campaign for the 2016 Survivors' Bill of Rights Act to be enacted across the U.S., and detailed her experience of various forms of abuse from an unnamed person. She said that in the wake of the attack, she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and had self-harmed and attempted suicide. All 4 of the other women who allege abuse against Manson say they have suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, then why, if women are so like empowered and independent, then why can't they leave an abusive relationship? You know, isn't it kind of demeaning the woman's autonomy if you think that it's like they're almost too childlike, they're not able to kind of look after themselves like that, you know? In 2019, Wood testified to the California Senate Public Safety Committee in support of a bill expanding the rights of victims of domestic violence. She said an unnamed abuser who she met in her late teens made threats against my life, sometimes with deadly weapons, amid alleged domestic abuse in which he also tortured and starved her, surveilled her phone usage, and threatened her with blackmail. Yeah, this is why, I mean, if he did do this shit, that's an extreme scarcity mindset, and it's dumb as fuck. It is dumb as fuck to be like that emotional with women. Getting emotional like that with women is never going to work out well. When you get that like attached to one single person, it's I can't, like, I honestly, if you become super attached to one individual woman, can you really say that you have game? I don't think you can, man. I think it's almost kind of blue pill to become extremely emotionally attached to one woman. I think it's also kind of fucking lame as fuck. I don't even care. Any of these chicks that come around to me, like, I think I'm gonna be looking through their phones. Not a fuck. I don't give a. They don't have anything on me. Like, what am I gonna find? Oh, she's fucking another guy. Well, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck because I have an abundance mindset. Abundance. If you're a little bitch, you're like, oh, who you going out to meet? Like, scared of, checking through her phone and shit. It's a waste of time. You're a little bitch. You're a little fucking emotional bitch if you're at that. Do you not have better things to be doing? Do you not have other bitches to be fucking? Like, this is why guys should have multiple plates and shouldn't invest so heavily. Like, I guess it becomes different when you're, if you like knock a bitch up and you're you have to support her and pay for her shit and pay for the kids and shit, then I guess you're not gonna want her to be fucking. You're gonna want her to be behaving appropriately. But I mean, if you're like dating a bitch, like if you're dating a girl, and you you're just casually dating her, but you're getting like all emotionally attached, and you're checking her phone, and you're asking, you're getting all butthurt about her like being, going out with her friends. I don't know. It's weak to me. It's weak as shit. You're like a little weakling, like crying over a bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, I've been there in the past, man. I've been there. It's fucking lame. I cringe. I fucking cringe when I think about how I used to behave in my blue pill days. I would never behave like that anymore. Never, ever. You can control it. You can control that shit as you get older, as you learn game. Not like, guys can get older, and still they'll bring all this blue pill shit with them. But for me now, it's like I have some really hot girls on my roster now, and like any of them could fall off immediately, and I'll be fine with it. I'll honestly be fine with it. And like, I have a good time with some of them, like a really good time, not only sexually, but I mean, we chat, we cuddle, we watch movies together. It's fun. It's fun. Like, I'm not like this cold-hearted dude that just fucks them and throws them out. Sometimes it might sound like that. No, I treat these women with fucking respect. They treat me with respect. We fuck, we have a good time, but they don't have any emotional chains, or they don't. They basically have no power over me, because I don't allow them to. So sometimes they could get a little bit, a little bit mouthy or a little bit bold. That shit isn't going to work on me, because I have an abundance mindset. I have a different kind of lifestyle. Like, I'm free. No one can really control me. No one's going to tell me who I can and can't see. Yeah, it's honestly, it's a healthy way to be for me, man. I can just come and go as I please. No one can have anything over me. I'm not going to be checking someone's phone. I'm not going to be like telling her, "Don't, oh, you're not allowed to go and have a girls' night out. Oh, yeah, I'm alpha. You're not allowed to go out with your friends." I don't give a fuck. Listen, these bitches are coming over to my house to watch a movie and have sex with me. I don't care if they have girls' nights out. It's too much hassle, man, to be caring about if your bitch is having girls' night out. But I'm living a different kind of lifestyle. I will admit that. I'm living like a player lifestyle, where it's like I'm not dating. I'm not like invested, like dating these bitches. I'm not going to fucking like going on picnics with them and shit, Yeah, I don't know. It's just the lifestyle I want, and it's a fun lifestyle to have. Spark55 says being over attached is kind of like over leveraging yourself in crypto. I like the analogy. I like it indeed. Elta says you can't get attached and codependent like this. It's very unhealthy. Yeah, it is unhealthy. It's lame as fuck too. It's lame as fuck. That's why I really can't see guys being I really can't see guys that get overly attached to one chick, like really having good game. I really don't see it. I don't see. I think they must have fake game or some shit. They're not really about that life. They're not really about that life if they're getting like butthurt over one chick. Like, when you have really good game and you really are a player and you really like have an abundance mindset, any of these bitches can fall off. Like, any of them can fall off. And you might be like, oh no, she was nice, she was fun. Pity she fell off, but yeah, fuck it, that's life. That's when you're really fucking good at that's when your inner game is super strong. Like, when you're like completely in control of your emotions. And you're not faking it either. You're not even faking it. You're like genuinely, you're not fucking emotional. You're barely, you're not even sad. Like, you're just like kind of, yeah, she was kind of nice. Her pussy was fire. Guess I'm not going to see her again. Yeah, whatever. That's the kind of, that's a really healthy attitude to have. Yeah, you just have more power. Mask says vindictive woman means you hit that pussy right. There's a lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to it. Elta says you have to be careful with girls because they initially get caught up in their emotions, then they change when they have time to process them. I mean, I've had experiences with vindictive women where I've seen them go from extreme obsessiveness to extreme vindictiveness, and it's like there's a very strong correlation there. There's an extreme overlap where they can, so this idea that, like I said, oh, if you're alpha enough, she's just gonna love you forever. No, if you're alpha enough and you dicked her down properly, but she knows that she lost you, that she knows that there's no chance of getting back with you, that love will turn to hatred and vindictiveness. So a lot of guys get it twisted. I even think a lot of guys, even in the red pill space, can get it twisted. They get things wrong sometimes, because it makes a lot of sense. Think about it. If you love something a lot, and then you realize it's gone from you, you're gonna it's gonna make you very angry. Manson was questioned about the testimonies in an interview with Metal Hammer in 2020 and cut the interview short. A press representative later said Evan Rachel Wood dated multiple people around the time she was dating Manson, and that the sledgehammer comment was obviously a theatrical rock star interview promoting a new record and not a factual account. They complained of gossip and conjecture and highlighted a 2015 interview with Wood in which she said of Manson, "I appreciate everything he taught me." I mean, he's a fucking gothic, whatever. I don't listen to his music, by the way, but I mean, obviously, that kind of language is kind of, he's obviously being bombastic when he says he's gonna smash your head in with a sledgehammer. I mean, if you're really gonna fucking smash someone's head in with a sledgehammer, you're gonna talk about it in an interview. Obviously not. Wood said in 2018, a lot of rumors have been circulating around about who I was talking about in my testimony. I would like to clear something up and say it wasn't Mickey Rourke. We were never together. In 2018, Manson was also accused of harassing women on the set of the TV drama house, which he did not comment on. In 2001, he was charged with assault and sexual misconduct after rubbing his crotch in a security guard's face. After later reduced to a charge of disorderly conduct, he paid a $4,000 fine and settled a lawsuit out of court. Since his 1994 debut, Manson has had an enduring career with his cartoonishly gothic metal. 9 of his 11 studio albums have reached the US top 10. Most recently, We Are Chaos in September 2020, with 1998's Mechanical Animals and 2003's The Golden Age of Grotesque reaching number 1. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's not much more to be said about it. But yeah, I mean, he could be an idiot. He could be a fucking idiot. I mean, he could have done some of the things that he was accused of, but the reason I shared it is because it could also be very true that he didn't do any of those things. Women are just vindictive. It doesn't matter if there's multiple people accusing. It could, it's just that he's probably been with a lot of women, and the more women you're with, obviously, the higher there's a chance of being accused of something. It's just, laws of probability, right? If you're a rock star, you've probably been with hundreds, if not thousands, of women. It's just like, women just throwing themselves at you. But yeah, you just gotta be careful with the vindictive women. After you finish a relationship, a word of advice: if you ever finish a relationship with a woman, and she's not, well, first of all, never finish a relationship with a woman on your property. Never do that. Never finish a relationship with a woman in your house or her house. If you finish a relationship, it should be over the phone, or it should be out somewhere like where you can get away from them, and they're not going to be in your place where they can falsely accuse you of something. Trust me, that's some good advice right there. That's you want to, and if you ever finish a relationship with a woman and she wants to come to your place to talk about it, don't allow her. Don't, if you're done with the relationship, don't allow her to come to your place, because shit can hit the fan very easily. And like I said, vindictive women, if they know they've lost you, very bad idea to end things in your place where she can kick up a fuss, cause a storm. Police can be called. It can be a disaster. Trust me, you don't want that. You do not want that. Ask me how I know. So you don't want to end a relationship in your apartment, house, or on your property. Somewhere where you can get away from them. They're not going to have a tantrum, start screaming, maybe start smashing things. Who knows? So on that note, like, comment, subscribe. If you're not already on my email list, get on there. Go to my homepage, macthedaygamer.com. Scroll to the bottom, put your best email in here, and when we launch Pandemic Pickup tomorrow, September 30th, you will get an email if you want to sign up, if you're interested in it, which when you sign up, you will get access to Pandemic Pickup 1.0. You will get a completely new curriculum, 10 online modules on online game mastery featuring modern life dating. You will get 10 modules on day game featuring yours truly, Mac the Day Gamer. You will get exclusive modules on consensual sexual escalation with female model. And pretty much all of these are ones I use myself. So you're going to get an insight into how I sexually escalate with chicks on these video modules. You will also get 5 webinars on Pure Games starting October 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and access to Telegram chat for Pure Pickup Game until the end of the year. It's a pretty good deal. Get on there. It's going to be pretty good. On that note, I will play the trailer.
I don't want to overstate it, but a World Health official said the Delta strain is faster, fitter, and will move through communities more efficiently and pick off the unvaccinated.
The president telling Americans to expect more restrictions after internal CDC documents warn the war has changed.
Has increased from 12,431 to 42,323 in just a week. That's an increase of 243%.
Hey, you see this?
Here we go again.
The men are gonna need us.
They definitely will. This is getting crazy.
It's time to unite.
Let's do this. All right, guys. And that is going to do it for tonight. I will be back same time tomorrow night. Tune in. And until then, peace out, guys. Bye bye. Have a good one.